Hello everybody, this is Fernando for Godzilla Movie News. Another entry when it comes to my Cryptids and Monsters videos. This time having to do with a monster that is, I could say it's more in the likings of folklore than anything else. Very, very hard to believe if any of this is true. But again, this is all based on mythology. And in some cases, mythology is based on fact. So I'm just going to present it out here because it seemed really interesting to read about this particular monster, and hopefully everyone else, finds it as interesting as I did. Now, the monster in question is a being known as Cherufe. I believe that's how it's being said correctly, Cherufe. And essentially, it's a creature of mythological and folklore aspects. It's apparently something that lives in Chilean volcanoes and absolutely in the Chilean territories. And what it is, it's a creature that's made out of volcanic qualities, like it's made out of magma, or it's made out of lava or rocks themselves. And in other cases, people describe it as being a lizard type creature. In all the cases, though, it lives within the volcano itself and is actually responsible for causing earthquakes and volcanic eruptions in the area. Again, this is all pretty loose when it comes to the believability of such things, but to this day, still in Chile and around those areas, people believe in some of these things. And essentially the mythological aspect of this creature is that it causes the volcanic eruptions. What's said to have abated or keep the monster being appeased is the fact that if somebody would sacrifice any victims into the volcano itself, it would consume it and then shoot out disembodied parts lit on fire, which I guess older Chileans back a couple of centuries ago, when they would see volcanic eruptions and see these large rocks, or what looked to be large rocks, flying here and flying out there, they might have associated it with the latest victims that Cherufe had essentially swallowed. Now in cryptozoology, instead of being more of a volcanic or lava or magma type monster, this is where it's based more on the lizardy aspect, and it's said to be a lizard type creature that lives within the volcano itself. It's not a monster, it doesn't cause eruptions, it doesn't cause earthquakes or anything like that. It's just another creature that happens to live within the volcano itself. And while nobody has ever taken any pictures of it, people still swear that they do see in that area some kind of creature living within the volcano itself. Again, I know it sounds far-fetched, but when one thinks about it, again, certain areas on this earth, especially if you go to the bottom of the ocean, there are vents that come out that put out water that's several hundreds if not thousands of degrees hot, and yet there's creatures that flourish in that area. They swim around, they feed on the area, it's like nothing to them. And so the idea of creatures being able to live inside volcanoes, again, doesn't have to be too far-fetched if we already have creatures that live in areas where you and I, of course, would be burned alive instantaneously, and yet these creatures flourish in this area. And again, it's not hard to fathom because, again, nobody lives inside a volcano. Nobody can document anything inside a volcano except what's going on outside, and then towards the top of the volcano. But since it's near impossible to essentially put any cameras or anything as far as video inside lava itself and see what's happening, again, it's hard to document that something like this could exist without that proof, and that's why it's considered more of a legend of some sort. But it'd be interesting to think that, there's creatures out there that live in volcanoes and are able to flourish, and again, not that far-fetched when one thinks about it. So, in any case, that's the legend of Cherufe. If anyone knows anything else regarding this legend, feel free always to comment and post on my videos below, and that way we can share it with everyone else. Alright, everybody, take care.